two Yavamin. Because when you marry a woman, you sell, so she's exclusively yours. But if the Shnei Yavamin, the two surviving brothers, there's no exclusivity regarding the Yavama. So maybe they recant. So Rishua says to Rabbi Akiva, Dvarecha b'Shnei Yavamim. It's correct that Kavachom is not valid if you deal with two Yavamin. Mato Meishi Bal Yavam Echad. But if you have one Yavam, what he says, Amalo, Klum Chilaknu Al Yavam Echad. He says, Eino Chanami. He says, I agree. Yavam Echad, so the Brisa we're citing here is different than the Mishnah. Because the Mishnah, the way we cite the Mishnah, Reb Kiva doesn't differentiate whether it's Yavam Echad, Shnei Yavamin, because he holds the Imbrera. But according to the Brisa, he says, I'm in agreement. I'm only arguing with Shnei Yavamin. The Kavachom is valid with Yavam Echad. Klum Chilaknu Al Yavam Echad, Val Shnei Yavamin, Ben She'osa B'Maimer. However, by Shnei Yavamim, Reb Kiva says, Ben She'osa B'Maimer, Ben Shlosa B'Maimer. Doesn't make a difference. Because if you don't hold like Beishamai, that Maim is Koneh, so it comes out, it's not exclusive. There's no exclusivity. Ubishar Dvorim, Uchshar Dvorim, Kain Nedarim. And regarding other Dvorim, let's say Yerusha, if let's say one of the brothers made Maimer, he doesn't Yarshaner. So just as over there he doesn't Yarshaner, the same thing over here, he can't be Meifin in Nedarim. That's what Uchshar, just as he can't be Metamalo, and he's not Yerisha, came Nedarim. That's where we left off. B'loshen is Omar ben Azai. B'loshen is Omar ben Azai. Chaval Olecho ben Azai. Shalishimash is Reb Kiva. Even though it's interesting. Where's it over here? 1 second. Here. It's on Ayin Aleph, the Ayin Hay, the Ran. Kishar Dvorim, Kein Nedarim. B'shar dvorim atolomit shena yovom meifin the deresher l'shar dvorim eino karuso. This is by Shnei Yavamim. Afilu also b'maimer, Reb Kiva says. Even if he did maimer, converse will come on. La forest nedarim kain she'enu karuso. So ve'enu meifin doreo afilu b'shutos. Even with the shutos with the father, he's not. Okay, because Reb Kiva holds that maimer is not kone. Finished. So Ben Azai said, Chaval Alecha Ben Azai Alatzmo Hoyadoeg Mibnei Shlo Shimesh Rabbi Akiva. You know what the Gemara says? The Gemara says in Ksubis that we know the Gemara says that Rabbi Akiva eloped with the daughter of Kalba Savua. So the Gemara says Roche, and the Gemara says that Ben Azai eloped with his daughter. Yeah. So the Gemara asks, but Ben Azai it says, he says he never got married. Never got married. Choshka Nafshki B'Torah. Where so the Gemara says he married her, he divorced her. He was married, he divorced her. Because Choshka Nafshki B'Torah, he divorced her. So it's interesting. I mean, Ben Azai says after he heard Rabbi Kiva, he says, Chaval, Ben Azai Shel Shemashis Rabbi Kiva. You understand? He used to be a son-in-law. He divorces his daughter. Something. I'm not interested in you. I mean, that was the reason why he wasn't Mishamish Rabbi Kiva. He spoke about himself after hearing Rabbi Kiva. What Rabbi Kiva said, he says, "Chaval lechem ben Azai shelo shmashtes Rabbi Kiva." Okay. The Gemara says in Sanhedrin that Ben Azai said, "Hakol klipas hashum chutz mikirei hazeh." Right. That's a statement he says. Everybody is considered like the skin of a shum, which is nothing. Except for Kireach Hazeh. So one pshat says, of course, what's Kireach? Is referring to Rabbi Akiva because he was bald. Since Machluk Shishon said, I think Rabbi Tam or Rashbam says it can't be. He's not going to speak so disrespectfully about Rabbi Akiva. He's going to refer to him as Akol Klip So Chutz Me Kireach Hazeh. He says he's referring to Rabbi Shuben Korcha. But according to one pshat, right, it's Rabbi Akiva. And he says Chaval, he was impressed, Chaval, right? Shalishimashti is Rabbi Akiva. Okay. Tanya Kavosid Rabami. We have a Bryce about Rabami, Olive. Tanya Kavosid Rabami. Meriktoni Bein Shosa B'Maimer. Bein Shlosa B'Maimer. It says Bein Shosa B'Maimer. So what do we see? Reb Kiva says, I argue even by Shnei Achim, even Osa B'Maimer. So what does Reb Eliezer hold? So we see Reb Eliezer hold. Rabami, simply the Mishnah says, even Shnei Yavamin, they could be Mefer. So, but we see from Rabbi Akiva says, even Osa B'Maimer. So you see clearly the way Rabami learned. The Rabami explained Rebbe Lezer when Shnei Yavamin, we're talking about one of the Yavamin did Maimer according to Beishamai. He's going like Beishamai. So you have the right inami reisha diktoni mishnichta selushuso nigralo. It says when she's nichta selushusa nigralo. Vidlo kodesh my nigralo. Right. That's when it's complete. It says michnasi rushuso. Then it's nigmerlo. Vidlo kodesh. No, no. Nichnasa means chuppah. It's nigmerlo. That's when it's nigmar. But it seems to be you don't go straight into nesuin. That means it's something that preceded it, right? Vidlo kodesh, my nigmerlo. So tiv should be no kshasa b'maimer. So from here we're able to resolve that like Rabami said that Reb Lezer is speaking about that he did maimer, and that's the machlokas. Mayu shar devorim. It says shar devorim kein nedarim diktoni. What does that mean? He said, Reb Kiva says just like shar devorim, he's not yorisher, right? Same thing. Omer Rabba hochi ktoni. Yato modish echayim skilo kenayim maroso. Don't you agree that if she's mezaneh, even after maimer, you don't put her to death? There's no skilo. Omer Avashi maslisin nami kteko. She's no. If the mimer, we're talking mimer, right? He says yato modish echayim the skill kenayim maroso. That's what Reb Kiva is saying. It's shad nedarim is like shad dvorim. Just as you're not going to give a skilo, she's not mureses. So just as she's not mureses regarding skilo, she's not mureses that you can be made for the nedarim b'shutfus av with shutfus. Omer Avash Masnami Daiko Ein Yavoma Gemura Liisha Ein Yavoma Gemura Liisha Kshem Sharusa Gemura Liisha. That's Reb Kiva's words. Yeah, you can't compare a Yavoma because she's not Gemura Liisha. What's Gemura Liisha? You know, the bond is not the same. Which even if the old Yezika, it's weaker. It's not. That's Rabbi Akiva. Let's see the Ran. My Tani Kavose, the Rabami Dukum Kshosa B'Maimer, Hechan Tani Gav, the Tony Be Shosa B'Maimer, Almo, Shami Reb Kiva, the Rebbe Lezer B'Maimer, Ma Inami Reisha, the Tony Mishnut Solushus and Nigmer Lo, Hai Lishna Lab Deko, Dahavale Lasuye, Isho Sheishlo Chelik Bo, Achelo Tova the Rishuso, Mishabos Rishus, okay. Mike Shar Dvorim, the Tony Maini, Osa Dvorim, the Koyolef Nedorim Yinai, what's Reb Kiva saying? Shechevelo Skilo, Shechevel Al Yavoma Skilo, Vafilo Osa B'Maimer. Even according to Beis Shammai, also b'maimer, there's no skilo. Alma lo odiv maimer divami kedushin. So it's not on that level. Even after maimer. So therefore, therefore he can be made from the dorim. Basis namid deko the chiv skilo kamaisi rayo. Kshem sharusa gemura liisha. Da rusa b'skilo im zinso linyan halocha. Okay, linyan halocha. Linyan halocha kaim lo Rabbi Akiva. The Eino Meifir Lo Le'echod Lo L'Shnaim. Whether it's one Yavam, whether two Yavamim, you can't be Meifir, even if Osa B'Maimer. The Avagav the Kaimelo and Yeziko. Oh, he says a good kasha. I originally wanted to say what's the machlokes with the Yezik Aim Ziko. According to Rebbe Lezer Yeziko, like let's say Yavam Echod Rebbe Yeshua. Rebbe Yeshua argues Rebbe Lezer says Rebbe Yeshua says that if there's one Yavam you could be Meifir, two Yavam you can't. So the one want to bring a Raya Yeziko. So we're Reb Kiva ain't Zika. So how do we rule like Reb Kiva that he can't be made? We rule Yeziko, right? That's he's asking. V'avagav the kaimel on Yeziko uleel parishno time Reb Kiva mishum desvile ain't Ziko. So how do we reconcile? Ikol meimar hani mili mekami daislo hachbraisa. Avo boss the aiso chazino and afilu svile Reb Kiva Yeziko. We brought the brisa that you're not chayv skila. So if you're not chayv skila, so you see, even if you hold Yeziko, everybody agrees you're not chayv skila. So it's weaker. Once it's weaker, that's why it can't be made from the Dorim, right?
So it's not like a
No. We're talking Yovam Echod. Yovam Echod, you don't need Maimer. Rabami only introduces, you need a Maimer if you do Shnei Yovam. Reb Shua says, Yovam Echod, so the most is Kli Yod Yezika. So what does Reb Kiva hold? Ain't Zika. But according to the Maskona, he says, no, I feel the Yezika. Because if there's ain't Skila, even though there's Zika, it's not enough. Still weaker.
So therefore,
right? Motzi omet lo yofir lefisha ne yavoma gemurot liisha shein chayimot leskilo kenayim moroso v'kemen del kalse came ben azil and we see ben Azai he's mishabeach Rabbi Kiva v'zechinu le Rebbe Lezer B'Shua Bedino he beat him lo haju le midi naktin kabose chayin pos because normally you say, Halakha Rabbi Kiva Mechavero Lo Mechaverov. Here he's going against two of them.
Right,
But since Ben Azai, since Ben Azai was Meshabeach, Rabbi Kiva's lumdis over here because he says it's not Kiisha, right? That's what he says. Became in the house of Ben Azai, Rabbi Kiva Zechinu, the Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Yeshua Bedine in their svara. He showed him it's not comparable. They wanted to, and they weren't able to change his position. They weren't able to change Rabbi Kiva's position. Therefore, Nakrin Kavosai. Therefore, we pass on Rabbi Akiva, even though he's a Yochid, it's Chavei Rav. Rabbi Akiva normally is when he's going one against one. Here he's against one against two. V'chein posher Rambanzel. Umistapakno li. Came with the Yovam lo Motzi Meifir. Wait a minute. Came with the Yovam lo Motzi Meifir. Of Mokum Yovam in Ersin. Now here's an interesting shiloh. Normally, a father is Meifir independent of a husband, right? If there's no husband. A Naira, father's Meifir in the Nedarim. Father, right, he nullifies the Nedarim. If she is an Arusa, they do it in partnership. But over here, we have a semi-husband. If you're Yezika, so the question is, does this somehow she's partially in somebody else's domain? It's not enough that that person can be Meifir, but does it weaken the father's position now? Yeah, the father can only, he terminates half. So whatever he has as a partner can't terminate the other half. Does that mean he still has the whole? Or do we say, no, he can't terminate it? And say that's the question. Is it 50-50, and if it's not 50-50, it's 100% by the father? Or once there's a semi-husband, there's something there. Once he doesn't have the 100%, he can't be made for it. You understand? That's his question. He says he's not sure. The Ran is not sure if the father can be Meifir in a situation where she's Yezika, where she's Yavoma. Miu Mistabro Li, the Nedarim, Shenoj Beisavia, or Ba'oda Arusa, Motzi Meifir Lo, Kokol Hechod, Lek Orus, Mesa Bal Nistrak Rushus Lav, we said earlier. If a father marries off his daughter, Arusa, and then the husband dies, what happens? Everything reverts back to the father. So he says over here it should be the same thing. No, afterwards he says Lo Yada, but he says no. Mistabrali the Medadorim Shenoja Beisavio Ba'oda Rusa Motzi Meifilo, that he's Mistabra. The Kolhecho the Leko Orus Mesa Abal Nisrokno Rishuslav. Everything goes back. Boche Kevelo Zochi Yovam Benidra Yovomo Command the Lesi Domi. Says he's like he doesn't exist. So if there's no Yovam, so who has the full power? The father has the full power. So he's Meifin in the Dorim. Umima Shepirashi Lamayel B'Shem Rabose Bali Tosuzal. Interesting. I mean, no, I'm just saying it's about Tosa Ashkenazim. The Ran is saying Mashipirashi B'Shem Rabosai Bali Tosas. Zal the B'Hida Beishamai Savi Nevorim Nami Sheniru Laorus. This is the Rokno Rishuslav. Nearly came the whole Pirushim Zal Tamir Beishamim Mishum the Cave of the Niru Laorus Rishon Lozach Laorus Achron Bavagav the Isay Laorus Achron. Come on, let's see them became in the middle. Okay, we'll leave that. Let's see the next Mishnah. Homel Ishto. Okay? Homel Ishto Kol Nedarim Shetaduri Mikana Ch'Ovam Mokom Ploni. We had this mentioned before. Rein Kayomen. There's a question we had for Shiloh. Could a husband be nullified in the Nedarim even before he hears them? And we had a question before in the Gemara. Of course, it says V'shoma Isha. Right? He has to hear it. So I had a question when it says V'shoma, does it mean he has to hear it? Well, no, it's Lavdavka. Usually, when does a husband nullify in the Nedarim? When he hears it. So that was the Gemara's question. The Gemara came out in the conclusion. The Gemara there was no proof. The Gemara went back and forth. The Gemara wasn't able to resolve it. But the Gemara says clearly, for kiyum, to establish the neder, to be a neder, you definitely have to hear it. Okay, that you have to hear the neder. So we're gonna have. Let's say, for instance, the nedarim that you will make in the future, they all should be in place. They should be kayim. That's the case. Omali leishto. Kol nedarim shedurim mikanat shavov mokum ploni herein kayomin. All the nedarim I make till I return from that location, they should all be effective. Loma klum. Yeah, it's nothing. Harei muforin. Whatever he says, they should be nullified. Mufor. Rabbi Lezer mufer. Rabbi Lezer says they're mufer. Chama omrim enu mufer. Yeah? Now, so the Ran explained earlier, very interesting shayla. Rabbi Lezer holds that the afora already takes place even before the neder comes into effect. Before the shayla was, if a person says they should be mufar, the afora is only when he hears it. When the neder happens, that's when it knocks it out. According to Rabbi Lezer, when he says he's mufar, even before he makes the neder never begins. Never takes place. It's not it happens and then it's terminated. If it's already effective, you can nullify it. So if it never even came into being. It says the Isha should establish it. So we're equating Kiyum, establishing that to, and you just said everybody agrees. For Kiyum, you agree. If you say the future Nedarim should be Kayom, it's nothing. So how do you differentiate between Kiyum and Hafara? That's what they said. It says Ishi Kimen, Ishi Feirenu. Eshabol Chlal Hekim, Bol Chlal Hefer. Lo Bol Chlal Heker. But if you can't be making the neder, you can't establish it. Lo Bol Chlal Hefer. Let's see the Ran. Home liishto, mikan shovim, loni mosa shor she'etze mimkan achovo moksmokim, haidutoni mikan, rega, v'lo ktoni mihayom. Fi she'idatu elo miyom she'yotze mikan, v'shevochi lo meifir lo mehashta chayshina dilm v'odo etzlo, todun nedarim she'yirtze v'kiyumon, right, when he's still there, he may want the neder. So he says, when I leave here, precious leil, bahihu there, the daftli now for Rabbi Lezer move mishum kal v'chomer. Hear this. We have a hekish. The question is, the Torah is equating kiyum tafora. What about if you have a kal v'chomer? Rabbi Lezer holds the kal v'chomer reveals that the hekish is not a hekish. The Torah juxtaposes kiyum tafora, right? It says ishi kimenu ishi feireno. So what did the Chum say? As you can't do A, you can't do B. Rabbi Lezer says, no, but I have a Kal V'chomer. The Kal V'chomer reveals to me that you don't equate Hafora to Hakoma. Because if the neder is in effect, you could be made for it. Kal V'chomer, if it hasn't yet come into effect, right? So that Kal V'chomer goes and tells me that even though they're juxtaposed to one another, don't equate A to B. That they shouldn't be equated. That's the Machlokas, Rabbi Lezer and the Chachomim. Okay? Amar Rabbi Lezer, Mufar Mishum Kal V'chomer. The day. Can enforce also lean hakoma adraba. He had no semis. Im hefer in the dorm shvol chlal liser shein chazokim biyose shkar cholu lo yofer in the dorim shlo bol chlal liser lo chamur kula avolin hakoma adraba. Nid ashken dorim shecholu chamiri motzil kiyume. Why could you establish a neder that already is in effect? Because it's mulchomer. It's a reality, right? The kal v'chomer only applies for a neder which doesn't yet exist, to nullify it. If I can nullify a neder that exists, definitely I should be able to nullify a neder that doesn't exist. What about kiyum? I'd say, why you could establish a neder that exists because it's already chomor. It's an effect. But how do you know you could establish something which doesn't exist yet? So there's no kal v'chomer. Yeah, that's what Ran is explaining. Rabbi Lezer's kal v'chomer is only regarding to be mayfair to nullify a neder which hasn't yet come into existence. If it exists, I can nullify it. It doesn't, definitely. But what about kiyum? Kiyum is you're confirming, you're solidifying something that already exists in Isser. That's l'chumra. But if it doesn't exist, maybe not, because the Isser is not here yet. No, but this is the kal v'chomer. The rationale of the kal v'chomer has no application to kiyum, only tafora. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see the Gemara. Now, interesting. According to Rabbi Lezer, what are we saying? If a person says the Nedarim you shall make in the future should be nullified, is it pshat they don't even begin, or they come into effect and then they're nullified? That's Mar Shaiva. Iboilo, the Rabbi Lezer. Mechul chalin ubetelo dim lo chalin klal l'may nafkamina. L'may nafkamina. Gewaldig. May nafkamina. Kagon the atvis achrin ba'dein nidra. Right? We had in the beginning of the Nedarim, we have it's called hatfos. Let's say I say this loaf of bread is off limits to me. Loaf A, and I say B should be like A. Right? B becomes like A. So let's say a woman said she makes a neder, and then when she makes a neder, she says, and B should be like A. B should be like A. So if I say the neder came into effect and it zapped immediately, so then B becomes like A. But if we say it never allowed it to come into being, so the statement is there was never an A. It's nothing, because you're not equating it to anything. That's Daf Yomi Nedarim. I mean, I thought the Gemara would say, person's harei b'kedash l'amanash she'eino lach nedorim. She'eino lach nedorim. Right? So that's the question. So if you say it never happened, so she never had nedorim. Let's say it's between Eretz and Nesuin. Let's say he's made for it together with the husband, with the father. He says, I'm marrying the condition you have no nedorim. Okay? No. He says, I'm made for you on the condition that you don't make nedorim. You don't make nedorim, right? I'm marrying. Let's say kedushin. I'm announced that you're a woman who doesn't make nedorim.
If she does.
And wait, and then afterwards he marries her. Then she makes a neder after between kedushin and nesuin. Right? What's the halacha? And the husband said in advance, mufaloch the nedorim you should make.
No, the husband and the father. The husband and the father, right?
Yeah, father and father together.
So you want to say that the nafs amuna is chal.
Right.
He's not married. He's not chal like all.
Right. So what she said is nothing. Meant nothing. Something like that. Or let's say he's going to nesuin. He's going to chuppah. He says, I'm making the chuppah on the condition that you will not have nedorim in the future. And he made a statement before that nedorim in the future should be zapped, should be nullified. And she made a neder. So if you say the neder happens and then it's nullified, it's not a chuppah because it was a conditional chuppah. But if it never happened, it was never. He says the nedorim to go into the future, never nedorim. It never happens, right? But the Gemara. It's biyom shama. It's megas gayas. No, it's something else. Megas gayas. It cuts it, terminates it. But here in advance. This is before she even made the net. That's the shayla. That's the shayla. Does it happen that he terminates it, or it doesn't even allow it to happen? That's the Gemara's question. That's the Gemara's question. Once the netter is in effect. Wait. Once the netter is in effect. No, he's more than a chacham. He's more than a chacham. In one aspect, because a chacham can only do because he finds a weakness in the netter. It's like a netter betos.
So therefore, it never came in.
Right. But over here's a different thing. If the netter exists, he zaps it. He terminates it. Wait. But that's our question. Everybody agrees. Once it exists, hafar is megas gayas. You cut it off right there.
That's for sure.
Now, it's a netter up to that point. But here the question is, if he zapped it in advance, what does that mean? It existed and he zaps it? Or no, it doesn't even allow it to come into existence? That's the question. And what's the nafkamin la'alocha? With kevin the atfis achrin ba'dein nidra. Iyamrit cholin havyo tfisuso. Iyamrit lo cholin. Right? Lo ikamashosha. It has no value, no reality. Toshma. Omer Rebbe Lezer im hefen the door shabolach la'liser. Rebbe Lezer made a kal v'chomer. Why you could be made from the dorim even before they come to existence? Why? He says im hefen the door shabolach la'liser lo yofen dorim shabolach la'liser. Shma min olo chalin. You hear this? Hear the kal v'chomer. If I could be made for a netter where the iser is already in effect, I shouldn't be able to make for a netter where it doesn't. No, but if it comes into effect, it's the same thing. It has to first come into effect. The kal v'chomer is not a kal v'chomer. What? So here also it was an effect.
Not to bring it to.
According to Rebbe Lezer, you could be making the dorim into the future, right?
But again,
We had a kal v'chomer. Wait. We want to bring a raya from this that it's not. It doesn't come into being. Otherwise, a kal v'chomer is not a valid kal v'chomer. Let's talk about the rationality. He makes a kal v'chomer. If the is already is in effect, I could nullify it, I could terminate it. So if it doesn't come into exist, I shouldn't be able to, what? Terminate it. It's not to terminate, it's not to allow it. If what exists, I could destroy, don't I have the power not even to allow it? But if, in either case, it has to first come into existence, it's not a kal v'chomer anymore. Because the issue is an effect. What's the difference if the issue is effect for a second, a nanosecond, or it's an effect for a week? The same thing, it's the issue. No, gave the power to nullify, to destroy what exists. Use the word destroy what exists. Nanoseconds, it does.
And from that point on,
doesn't exist beyond that point.
But one nanosecond it was existence, no substance. You want to come in and make a chiddush, the kal v'chomer says, I have even the power.
Not even to
bring
wait,
it
but he makes a kal v'chomer. Wait, no.
It's not a kal v'chomer. It's a difference.
That's the proof.
No.
That's the proof.
I see it opposite.
Again, otherwise it's the same thing. It's not a kal v'chomer, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. If the neder has to come into being before you zap it, so whether it existed for a week or exists for a second, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but now you bring the husband the power.
Torah gives the husband power to be mefer.
Not to be mefer. Now you want to set it the kal v'chomer, not to stop it from coming into existence.
We'll bring a proof to that. We'll bring a proof to that. A proof to that. Marach, if something already is Isser, he has the power to terminate it. So doesn't he have the power not even to allow it to be? That's the way the Ran said in Amar Aleph. If it's chomer, if it exists, I mean it's chomer already, and he could actually destroy it. We're in Rebbe Lezer now. We're in Rebbe Lezer. Shouldn't he have the power not even allow it to be? But if in either case it has to be before he zaps it, it's the same thing. It's not a kal v'chomer, right? It's one and the same thing. No, the Torah says, Ishi kimenu, Ishi yifirenu. So the question is that a hekesh or not? So Rebbe Lezer holds the kal v'chomer, it's motzi from the hekesh. The kal v'chomer tells me, don't equate A to B. Why? Because I have a kal v'chomer. What's the kal v'chomer? If the Isser is already in effect, I could terminate it. So if it hasn't yet come into effect, I shouldn't be able to terminate it. But there's no such thing as not being in effect. It has to first come into effect before you terminate it. So evidently the kal v'chomer is what? If I could terminate something which is more chomor, I shouldn't be able to prevent something not to be chomor. The double chomor should not be. That's a kal v'chomer. No. No, this moment she says it, because he previously said
today, she's saying it's a month later, you give him the power to say, okay, it will cover.
No, there's no question. It doesn't nullify it until she says the words. No.
The Torah didn't give him that.
1 second. We're saying she has to, of course, say the words. She doesn't say the words. I don't need hafara. Wait, when she says the words, does the netter exist for a nanosecond?
No.
And then, wait, but that's a discussion. And then it zaps it, or no? When she says the words, because he already previously made hafara, the words that come out of her mouth have no value. Meaningless. She says, if you don't say it's meaningless, when it first comes out, then it's the same thing. That's the Gemara. That's the proof. It's a good proof. Well, without words, there's nothing to talk about. A netter is only a netter once you say something. In Nedarim, the future should all be mufar. Should be nullified. Well, you want to know what effect does that have? No, that's our shayla. Maybe Hafar is only something when it exists, it zaps it. It first has to come to existence, then it's zapped. Or do we say no? That when he says it, the words, it doesn't allow the words to initially take on any value. It doesn't take on any value. That means a netter is only in effect. It's totally ineffective.
Right, but if you give the husband the power not to bring it into, so it means it's not even netter. What she says is just...
It's nothing. Words. It's words. Doesn't have... The Gemara said on that base on base, what's the difference between a shua and a netter? One is a segav, one is a chetza. Neder is chepzer. It affects the object.
Right.
So when I say the words, Shu is the verb. So when she says the words, it affects the object, and then it removes what the effect? Well, no. The words come out of that doesn't affect the object.
Right.
That was the question. If it affects the object even for a moment, so you can say B should be like A. If the object was never affected, there's never an A. So there's nothing to equate it to, B to A. So the more showing from the Kal V'chomer, it's only Kal V'chomer if the words were totally ineffective from the very beginning. Okay. That's the proof. Toshma. So more seems to be staying with that proof. Let's see the run. Nir be'enai. Toshma omelem Rebbe Lezer im hefen dorb shebod l'chal yisur shman lochaylen nir be'enai div shebochim mashim leid lochaylen nihidel lishno nemastis lo daye kochi shem dishlo meyamrit lochaylen isen kabel chomer. Di hafora bevatels and dorm shechodu kvar koshkem de ma'akver shlo yechulu aval yamrit the chaylen ubetelin. That's what he said. My kal v'chomer came in the chaylen haribod l'chal yisur. It's one and the same. Umahadalei im iso ketkamrit. Havel l'tano lemisno. One second. Well, we didn't get. One second. Shemami knows. No, we didn't finish up. What's the refutation? Mik toni shein boyin shlo bo ketoni adayin lo bo. He says there's no proof in the Mishnah. He doesn't say shein boyin. Elo shlo bo ketoni adayin lo bo. Let's see the Ran. What does that mean? He's responding. There you go. Umahadali I misut kiamrit havali letano lemisno shein boin. The Heilish mashma the for makeves bushlo yavo voluk toni hochi shlo bok toni the shlo bok toni mashma dayin lo bo el shesofen lobo. It hasn't yet come, but they will come. Hilka korchoch tanen masdisen sova the chaylun ubetela afil hochi. Now, so the question now, what's the kal v'chomer? So now we have a problem. What he says? That's he's dressing. Ay, vafilochi ika kal v'chomer. The aforum the batelson dorm shebo lechaliser. Well, the hoisa aforo imohen. It didn't happen instantaneous. Kosh came she up in the dorm. Shenoldu b'mumon imohen the hainu aforo sabal. One netter was a fully intact netter. Now the husband comes. Now he wants to destroy. Torah gives him the power. So initially, when the netter was meant to be shot out of the air, the moment it comes out, definitely Hafara should be able to affect that. That's the pircha on the proof. Understand? You think the Iron Dome, the concept was, we have the Iron Dome right here. It's chalin and then it's zapped. But it's because initially it was meant, you know what this is like? The Gemara says, Reb Zera says, it's the concept in many applications. We say whatever's meant to be, we see it as if it happened. Kolaroy lebilay bilmakevis. Kolaroy lizrok kizorok. Komed lisrok kisorok. Whatever's meant to be, we see it already as that. So initially I said, the nedarim you should make should be nullified. The netter happens. But that netter was never meant to be more than that one moment. If a wife makes a netter, the bread is off limits to me. So if the husband now wouldn't say anything, that netter remains permanent for the rest of her life. So if the Torah gives him the power to uproot and nullify something would have been permanent. So definitely something that was not initially meant to be permanent, definitely he has the power to zap. That's the Kal V'chomer. Yeah. So really he was going on the dig from the Mishnah. So that he says no, right. So that he says there's no proof. He says no proof from the Mishnah. Toshma. Omelem Rebbe Lezer ma b'mokum shlo meifin nidri atzmo mishin nodar meifin nidri atzmo achlo yodur. Yeah, we have a thing that's called Mesiras Modor, right? We make a Torah every Rosh Hashanah. We nullify the past nedarim before the court, and then we make a disclaimer: any future nedarim we make should not be. So the netter you made in the past, you have to go before a panel. Otherwise, you can't nullify it. But the nedarim which haven't yet come about, I can make a disclaimer in the future, they should not be. So he makes a good kal v'chomer. Mishin nodar. Once you make the net, it says lo yachol dvaro, aval acher mechlem no. Right? You cannot, profane your words, but somebody else could profane it. Once the netter is in effect, you have to go before a panel. But if I want to make the disclaimer before the netter happens, I could make the disclaimer, right? Rega. Right? You can make for the netter, meaning not allow it to come about before it happens. Mokum shemei for nidri asmo, ishto mishit todur. Eno dishyo v'nidri ishto achelo todur. So we're equating. So if you're going to make that equation to Mesiras Modot to a disclaimer, if you make a disclaimer, what does that mean? I said any of the Nedarim I should make in the future should be null and void. What does that mean? That means they never are, right? That's Mesiras Modot. Not pogum, nothing. It's nothing. Or a person himself, it's nothing. And we're equating Hafar, the nullification of your wife's in the Nedarim to himself. Because if I'm netter is effective, I have to go before a panel. But if I want to be Moshe Modah, it's nothing. So that would be, so by a wife, we have the ability to nullify in the Nedarim. Once she made the netter, definitely I can knock it out before she makes it netter. So if we're equating B to A, that means the netter never happened by the wife. That's only if we equate B to A. That's if it's an exact comparison. You could say it's conceptually. Conceptually. Here, I'll tell you, it's not, and that's what the Gemara is going to say. My love, the issue do me delay. Mahu delochaylin, there's no question. We make a Mesiras Modot, a disclaimer, it's not chal whatsoever. Afishten nami, delochaylin, no, how did he say kedisa? No, we're not. It's just conceptually the same thing. If by yourself, once the netter exists, you can't knock it out unless you go before a panel. But you can make a disclaimer not to allow it to sit a wife. If the Torah gives me the ability to nullify it, without, there's no mum, there's no defect, I can be mayfair. So initially when it has a defect, I definitely should be able to be mayfair. No, it's no right now. Hokadisa. It's not an exact comparison. Conceptually, just based on conceptually, we're not comparing B, it should be exact like A. A is because it's a disclaimer. I never allow it to be. But if the Torah allows you to nullify a netter which is not a defective netter, definitely the Torah will allow you to nullify a netter that's already defective because it's mu'u imo. The same lumdus as you said before. What? Yours are not chaylin. Yours are not chaylin. No question. No, I understand that. Yeah. But we're not comparing. Yeah, but that's it's no. It's hokadisa. No, they're not exactly the same. They're not, but you still have the kal v'chomer. For yourself, the Torah doesn't allow you to be made for the net, to nullify the net that exists. But I could prevent the other one from coming about. So here, where the Torah allows me to destroy a bona fide netter, definitely the Torah allowed me to destroy a weakened netter. That's the hokadisa. They're not. It's not an exact comparison to say what happens by A happens by B. It's not exactly the same. Different rules, but conceptually, it's kal v'chomer, it's a kal v'chomer. Toshma. Amru lo Reb Lezer. Uma mikvah shemale es atmein. B'tumosa. Right? Person's telling me you go to the mikvah, what happens when you come out? Your Torah. So mikvah has the ability to what? To make a transition from a tummy state to a pure state. Malin is atmein. B'tumosa. A matzel ala torin militame. A person goes to the mikvah preventive. Right? Goes to the mikvah that the future tumah should not affect me. It's not going to help him. Right? Right? A matzel ala torin militame. Odom she males atmein. B'tumosa. So a person who cannot be males atmein b'tumosa. Enodin shlo yatzel ala torin militame. Wait. The comparison, he says. This is the Chacham saying to Rabbi Lezer. Oma mikvah shema let's tamain. What was Rabbi Lezer's kalcham? A neder that exists, the husband gives him the ability to nullify. So neder that doesn't yet exist, definitely he should be able to nullify. The Chacham say a mikvah could be mitayr a tomei to be tor, right? But it can't prevent something from happening in the future, right? Mabik shemalis tmeim ein matzel torim militame odom shein malis atmeo bitumoson. Rega, ein odin shlo yatzel satorim militame. So odom, a person who cannot A person cannot affect a person if he's in tummy state to make him Torah. So there's no question he cannot. I can't protect you from doing the wrong thing in the future. That means my act of what's his name cannot nullify the neder in advance. Yeah, but this is what they speak to Rebbe Lezer. Bega. Let's just do a run on this. Let's Tashma. Rabbi Mikvah, Kaki Mitzvah Svarim, Pirush Rav, Rebor, Hochi Hamin Lo Rebbe Lezer. Hechi Danto Kalvachomer. She also Roy Lizbatil Mashluchal. Isuro Adayin. You said it's easy to nullify something which hasn't yet come into effect than nullify something that has been in effect, right? That's the Kavachomer. If the Torah gives him the power to nullify the net that it is in effect, definitely the Torah is going to give him the power to nullify the net which hasn't yet come into effect. Mimashikvar Chol HaMikveh Yochiach. He says we're able to show from the mikveh differently. Shemitaris Atmeim Ach Shior Delhem Tuma. Right? It purifies the contaminated after they've become contaminated. Ve'eno matzal al torin, but it's not shim tobal ba'odo tor lo mahanyu le tfilo shlo yovel lidei tuma. It's not going to help you for the future not to become contaminated. Im yiga achakach b'sheretz the hadraba the rishon on ayin vov the ran on top of ayin vov. You're right afterwards. Okay, right here. He says, how do you know? How do you know the mikveh cannot protect you from future tummy? How do you know that? We say it's based on a pasuk, right? Shel yovel tuma im yiga akach b'sheretz the hadraba the rishon b'sifri never nogeh b'nivlosam yitmo. It says you touch the carcass of a dead animal, you can condemn. Even if you're in the mikveh and you touch a nevela, you contaminate it. So mikveh cannot protect you, although it could remove something which is very severe, but it cannot prevent something which hasn't yet happened. You're in the mikveh, even in the mikveh. You're in the mikveh, and the nevela touches you, it's over. Even in the mikveh. We're showing, the Chum is saying to Rebbe, we show from mikveh that what you're saying is incorrect. She'eno matzil almo lefu kal v'chom to Rebbe Lezer hoyeroi lemikveh shiatzil. Right? It's gewaldig. According to Rebbe Lezer, the mikveh should protect you not to become contaminated. What is that not? It's not you contaminated, not contaminated. Because if you contaminate, you have to go back into the mikveh. So evidently, the mikveh to not become contaminated. It doesn't allow the tumah to affect you. So, and we're comparing hafara into the future to that. It's saying it's not chal. Not chal, right? Right. V'lo yovel tovel klal l'chal tumah ki heichad debal ma'akiv nidre yishto shlo yechulu shlo cholu mixed nusa garsi hochi ma mikveh. Okay, it's the same thing. I'm going to stop here.